The war in Ukraine has entered a new phase. After months of grueling conflict, a palpable shift has occurred on the geopolitical chessboard. Vladimir Putin, the architect of this devastating war, has issued a fresh set of demands to end the bloodshed. These demands, far from signaling a desire for peace, reveal a calculated strategy to advance Russia's interests and solidify its grip on the occupied territories. The world watches with bated breath, grappling with the implications of this potential turning point. Will Putin's demands pave the way for a negotiated settlement, or will they further escalate tensions, pushing the world closer to the brink? The answers to these questions have profound consequences, not just for Ukraine and Russia, but for the very future of global order. As we delve into the complexities of Putin's demands and their potential ramifications, it is crucial to remember the human cost of this conflict. Millions have been displaced, cities lie in ruins, and the specter of war crimes hangs heavy in the air. The pursuit of peace must be paramount, but not at the expense of justice and the fundamental principles of international law. Putin's demands, shrouded in a veil of ambiguity, offer a glimpse into the Kremlin's strategic calculus. One key demand centers on Ukraine's neutrality, a thinly veiled attempt to curtail its sovereignty and prevent it from aligning with the West. Another demand calls for the recognition of Crimea as Russian territory, a move that would legitimize Russia's 2014 annexation and set a dangerous precedent for future land grabs. Furthermore, Putin demands Ukraine demilitarize, effectively stripping the nation of its ability to defend itself against future aggression. This demand, if met, would leave Ukraine vulnerable and at the mercy of its powerful neighbor. Taken together, these demands reveal a clear pattern: a desire to establish Russian hegemony over Ukraine and reshape the regional security architecture in Moscow's favor. The audacity of these demands has shocked the international community, raising serious concerns about Russia's willingness to engage in good-faith negotiations. Many observers view these demands as non-starters, designed to create a pretext for further escalation should Ukraine refuse to comply. The international community has met Putin's demands with a mixture of condemnation and concern. World leaders have denounced the demands as a violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, affirming their unwavering support for Ukrainian people. The United European allies have vowed to continue providing military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, bolstering its ability to resist Russian aggression. The United Nations has also condemned Russia's actions, calling for an immediate cessation of hostilities and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. However, the Security Council, hampered by Russia, has been unable to take decisive action to end the bloodshed. This impasse highlights the limitations of international institutions in the face of blatant aggression. Permanent member of the Security Council, while the West has presented a united front against Russian aggression, some countries have adopted a more China, for instance, has refrained from condemning Russia's actions, calling for dialogue and a peaceful resolution. This nuanced stance reflects the complex geopolitical realities and the delicate balance of power that characterizes the current international order. Section 4. The path forward. Between negotiation and escalation, the path forward remains shrouded in uncertainty. Will Putin's demands serve as a starting point for meaningful negotiations, or will they further escalate the conflict, plunging the region deeper into chaos? The answer to this question hinges on a multitude of factors, including the resolve of the Ukrainian people, the unity of the international community, and the calculations of the actors involved. Some analysts argue that Putin's demands, while maximalist, could provide a basis for negotiation. They point to the possibility of concessions on both sides, leading to a negotiated settlement that safeguards Ukraine's sovereignty while addressing Russia's security concerns. However, others remain skeptical, viewing Putin's demands as a smokescreen for a broader campaign to subjugate Ukraine and redraw the map of Europe by force. The coming weeks and months will be crucial in determining the trajectory of the conflict. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a swift and peaceful resolution to this devastating war. However, The path to peace is fraught with obstacles, and the possibility of further escalation remains a stark reality. Section 5. A World on Edge. The Wider Implications. The war in Ukraine has sent shockwaves throughout the international system, exposing the fragility of peace and the interconnectedness of global security. The conflict has triggered a humanitarian crisis of unprecedented proportions, with millions displaced and countless lives lost. The economic fallout has been equally severe, disrupting global supply chains, fueling inflation, and exacerbating food insecurity in vulnerable regions. Beyond the immediate consequences, the war has raised profound questions about the future of global order. The conflict has challenged the post-Cold War security architecture, exposing the limitations of international institutions in addressing conflicts involving major powers. It has also highlighted the dangers of nuclear brinkmanship, serving as a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of escalation in the age of nuclear weapons. As the war rages on, the world stands at a crossroads. The choices made in the coming weeks and months will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the future of Ukraine, the security of Europe, and the very fabric of the international order.